Hi Martin.
Hey, hello.
I hear you've come to about fire safety.
Yes, I have. Alright, what we'll do is we'll start here at the reception desk.
Okay.
Alright, now the first thing I want to explain here is over in that corner there is your CO2 extinguisher.
Right.
Alright. In this area here, unfortunately that is the only equipment that's here at the moment.
Okay.
Alright, but the good thing that we have here is up there is not only your exit point, but it is also a fire compartment door.
Right.
Alright, you also have fire doors here.
Yeah.
Alright, which isolates all of this from that end of the building. Alright, so how about we continue on with our fire orientation, showing you where all the equipment is.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So let's go this way. Alright, so we'll head on down this way to start with.
Okay.
This set of doors here will close automatically during the fire alarm, and the closing of these doors will actually create fire compartments. So the idea of fire compartments is that not only does it contain the fire, but you will also be able to move people from the affected compartment through these doors into a safer compartment. Right? These doors are actually rated against 2 hours. So that means when the fire is up against the door, it will take 2 hours for the fire to actually get through the door.
And how many compartments are there in this?
This area here contains 5 different compartments. This of course also includes the foyer area.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
We have a hose reel cupboard here. Inside the hose reel cupboard, we also have a CO2 extinguisher. And here on the wall, we have what we call a break glass alarm or a manual call point. The idea of this is so that you can manually operate the fire alarms should you find fire and smoke, but the alarms haven't gone off as yet.
Okay.
Alright, so all you need to do, of course, is simply break the glass. And it's safety glass, so it won't cut you.
Right. Great.
Alright?
Thanks.
Yeah, because you follow all the signs.
Right.
Alright, down in this back corner here, you'll actually find another hose reel cupboard, and inside the hose reel cupboard, as you can see, is your CO2 extinguisher.
Yep.
Alright, and of course next to it we also have our manual call point.
Yeah.
Alright, and over here we actually have the fire stairs.
Okay.
Alright, so if you had to evacuate the building, you'd go into these stairs and of course you would go down. This is another set of fire doors. Now, as I explained before at the other set, it is divided up into 5 different compartments.
Yep.
So this is another set. They close automatically during a fire alarm.
Okay.
Alright, so if you had to evacuate that compartment, you could either go this way or you could go down into the other compartment.
Gotcha.
Alright. This is a little tea room.
Alright.
So if we go in here, and in here, as you can see, we have a fire blanket and a CO2 extinguisher.
Oh yeah, this little tea room.
In the tea room in here.
Great.
Alright? Over here, just inside these doors, we actually have a...
Right, yeah, sorry, mate. Oh, yeah, maybe close just for telling the bodyguard. Sorry,
Over here we have a break glass alarm again, a manual call point. We also have a set of fire stairs. Alright, so we can use them. And over this way, we also have a hose reel and extinguisher in there as well.
Oh yeah, okay, so same as the one on the other side.
Yep, same as the other one here, but it's in this compartment.
Yeah, right.
So you basically have one per compartment. Sometimes you might have two.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so what have we got here?
Right, this is all your medical airs and nitrous shut-off valves.
Okay.
So in an emergency, if you need to shut them off, what you do is you come straight out of theatres, you actually grab this and pull, because it's only barely in there and it flexes out,
Right.
and then you simply turn those to the off position.
Okay. And there's one of these outside each theatre?
Every single theatre will have one outside.
Okay, in the same location?
Yep.
Right.
Once again, we have a hose reel cupboard and a CO2 extinguisher.
Yeah.
Right, and another set of fire doors, which will give you, once again, the compartments. So if you need to, you go from that compartment to this one.
Yes.
Right? And of course, like the other compartment, just on this side, we also once again have a hose reel cupboard and a CO2 extinguisher, with as well as a manual pull point. One of the other points that you need to remember is that if you are evacuating, the easiest way to evacuate is actually to follow the exit signs on the roof.
Right.
They'll always point you in the way of an exit.
The quickest exit out.
Quickest exit out. So that one there is basically telling you to go straight ahead. And the one down the end there has got an arrow on it. That means you've got to go that way.
Yep.
Another hose reel in this, and a CO2 extinguisher, and a manual call point.
And then fire escape down.
Right next to it, just here, we also have the fire escape that goes downstairs in an emergency situation.
Right.
When worst comes worse, if you get into the stairwell, that in itself is a fire compartment.
Right.
Right, so that will give you plenty of protection.
Okay.
Down this way is also an exit point if you needed to go. Alright, that'll take you down and out in towards the Galward block, the old theatres area.
Okay.
Alright, so if you need to, you could actually wheel beds that way and so forth. And in some of the rooms down here, we also have fire equipment in an emergency situation.
Do you want to show me a couple of those?
Yep. Okay. Alright, and just out here we have a CO2 extinguisher.
Okay.
Alright, and of course exit points. They're not fire compartments, but they are exits out of the doors into the corridors.
Right.
Both ends.
Okay.
Alright.
After you.
Yeah. This here is also a set of fire doors. Alright, this will... This here is a set of fire doors, so they'll be closed, which compartmentalises this area in here.
Okay.
Alright. Just in here, we also have a CO2 extinguisher and a hose reel, and we have a fire blanket and a CO2 extinguisher.
Okay.
Now, the advantage that we actually have with this new building is the little mimic panels that we have at every nurse's station, which is here on the wall.
What's a mimic panel?
Mimic panel is what will display fire alarms within the area. So it's not the main fire panel, but from up here, you're actually able to read this and tell exactly where or what has activated the fire alarm, or what detector has activated the fire alarm.
Okay.
So your little display up here will actually tell you what room the fire alarm's gone off in.
Right.
It will actually go down to the exact detector that's gone into alarm. which certainly makes searching a lot easier down the tower ward block, for instance.
Especially in a building this size.
Yes. Alright, down in this area just before we go into your department, we have an exit point that's straight down here with a set of fire doors. So down there is another compartment.
Right.
Just here we have a set of fire doors and another compartment and an exit point. And this way here, you can go down that way towards a fire compartment.
Right.
So,
Okay.
alright, so if we move into the reception area.
Yeah, lead on.
Alright, here in the reception area we have a CO2 extinguisher.
Yep.
Alright, so if you need to use that, this is where it is. And the other CO2 is down this way, which is towards your exit point at the other end of the department.
Interestingly, there's one all the way at the end there, and all the way at the end here.
One up the end here. So when you come up here, the arrows are pointing you towards the exit point, which is down this way.
Oh, yeah.
And you've also got a CO2 down there as well.